Hello everyone, Janet here. I had a request when I sent out the packages to Tanya and Nancy and Jade. People had a request on how I did the Glassine bags. I don't know if you can tell, but the embossing on them. They were kind of wondering if I did a stamp or what I actually did on that. And I thought I would share that in a project that I've been working on. So I made up a couple more Glassine bags. I always make my daughter something for Valentine's Day, and I usually do a card. But this year I thought I would make them a little banner and package it in one of these envelopes. So for my one daughter, they both say love, and they're both done on burlap. I don't know if you can see it there. So it's the L-O-V-E. Now this daughter's is done with just the natural burlap. And I used a lot of Wild Orchid Craft items. I just recently received my first order from them and I'm very impressed. I love all their flowers, and I used several, put them all in this basket, but I used several in this project. I used some of the cherry blossoms and the sweetheart blossoms and some of the gardenias and some of the mixed two-tone roses, the small ones. So anyway, and I also used some of their stick pins. I just love their stick pins, so I had to put them out in my little pin cushion that my sister-in-law made me. So these are so pretty, and when I made them on this one, I used these sprays also were from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I added to the stick pin, I added some beads and a little heart charm. They're pretty on their own, and I've used them on their own, but for this one I thought I'd add a couple of beads to it. So I just used a lot of trim and of course the Wild Orchid Craft flowers, and some seam binding and some Prima Bling and just some more trim. So real fast and fun and easy to make. This is a little cameo earring off of that 99 cents only store. I got some of those. That was really fun. So anyway, this is my one daughter's. And then my other daughter's I did in the red. So hers is basically done the same way. So I just cut out burlap and I overlapped it and I sewed around the edges. But it would be really, really easy to just make this out of paper. I just happen to like the way the burlap looks, but I think I'll probably end up making some just with paper. It would be really, really simple to do. And I think they would look really nice in these envelopes too. This is the envelope for my other daughter. And what's so wonderful about doing it this way is you can personalize it. And what I do is I just make an image up on, I use Print Shop, but you could use any kind of program. And you just, I got the images off of the internet using, I think I put in Vintage Valentine and saved the file and then brought it over to Print Shop and then added her name to it. And I just print this out on plain white paper, and then I take the envelope and I tape it right at the top and at the bottom. And then I run it back through the printer, and because this is Glassine, and this will also work on vellum and transparencies, it kind of triggered an idea for me the other day because Joe from Paper Drama had done a video on embossing on Glassine envelopes. Well, I've been embossing on vellum like this for years, but then I got to thinking, well, why couldn't I do it on the Glassine envelopes? And Joe was the one that triggered that idea, and I've been having a lot of fun with it because I've been using a lot of Glassine for the last several months. So then you just tape it at the top and the bottom, run it back through your printer the same direction, and then it'll come out wet, and that's great. Then you put your embossing powder all over it, just like you would a stamped image, and you use your heat gun, and it just comes all out, all raised. So then it's all nice and raised. It's really, really fun, and the nice part about it is you don't have to color it. It's so easy and so fast, and you can personalize it to make you can just do any image that you want. And you can even do pictures. I took a picture of my husband and I and just put it on a bag. I'll probably make him a card for Valentine's Day. Same way, I just printed it out on paper, put the bag over it, embossing powder on it, and got another bag. Another thing that you can do is I usually use the clear detail embossing powder, but sometimes if I want a real glittery effect, I'll use the sparkly clear embossing powder, and that works fine too. And also it works on transparencies. This is just a regular transparency. So I did it this, actually I didn't even have to put it, I just printed this out just like this. I'll put it on paper so you can actually see, but it is a transparency with all the embossing on it. It looks really cool. It's a really nice, and it would be really nice for canvases and that type of thing because it's a real smooth finish. It's not something that it would be easy to dust and easy to keep clean, whereas sometimes paper gets where you can't really clean it that well. But this is nice and glossy, has a real nice texture to it. So if anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I've really appreciated everyone's sweet comments, and I really appreciate all my new subscribers. Thank you so much, and I hope this helped. Thank you. Bye.